Welcome to part 2 of declaration and payment of dividend. Before start part 2, we take quick revision of part 1. In part 1, we learn about dividend. First, meaning of the dividend. Under Companies Act, simple meaning given that dividend includes interim dividend, or in simple way we can say the distribution of profit to its shareholder. Types of dividend, two types: interim dividend and final dividend. Interim dividend declared by the board of directors during the financial year, or dividend is paid before the financial statement approved in AGM. So we can say that it is declared and paid between two AGMs. Source of the fund of the interim dividend is surplus of profit and loss account, or profit of the financial year in each have to be declared, or profit of the current year till the last quarter of from the date of interim dividend. Interim dividend required to regularize in AGM by members. In case loss of the current year till the last quarter from the date of declaration of interim dividend, then rate of the interim dividend is not higher than the last immediate preceding 3 financial years. Now final dividend declared AGM recommended by board of directors, and board of directors reports. A rate of the recommended dividend cannot increase by the member, it can decrease by the member. Dividend payable on the basis of natures of the shares. First, cumulative preference share. Profit of the current year insufficient, then payment of the dividend is accumulated and paid in future when company earns the profit. Till that, no dividend paid on equity shares. Non-cumulative preference shares, they are entitled to receive dividend in case of company of sufficient profit. In case of insufficient profit, not entitled to areas of the dividend in futures. Equity shares, they have not enjoy the preferential rights of the dividend, and dividend rate is also vary. Now provision regarding declaration and payment of dividend. Source of declaration of dividend: profit of the current year, but arrived after the providing depreciation as per schedule 2. Profit of any previous years or years, that profit is also after providing depreciation according with schedule 2. Provision of money by government means any grant by the government, central or state government, and guarantee given by the government. Transfer to the reserve. As per New Companies Act, not mandatory to transfer the particular percentage of its profit to its reserve before declaration of any. Declaration and payment when there is inadequacy and absence of the profit. This is most important topic for the exam. So we take second provision of 123 subsection 1, inadequacy or absence of the profit. Dividend out of accumulated profit of the previous year which has been transferred. It is the hidden point, as we learn in the details. Declaration subject to following condition. First, not exceed the average rate of dividend declared by the immediate preceding 3 years. Second, such accumulated profit shall not exceed 10% of its paid up share capital and free reserves. Third, first utilized for the set of losses incurred. And last, withdrawal shall not fall 15% of the paid up share capital, means balance of the reserve, not fall below 15% after withdrawal. 15% of paid up share capital appearing in the last audited financial statement. Depositing of amount of dividend within 5 days from the declaration of dividend, deposited in separate account maintained with scheduled bank. Payment of the dividend, payment to registered shareholder or to his order or to his banker, payable in cash, not in kind. Here, check, dividend, warrant, or through electronic modes includes cash. For the Nidhi's company, they can deposit or credit the dividend amount to his member, but if member not claim within 13 days from the declaration of dividend. Prohibition of the declaration of dividend. When prohibition, if company not comply or fails to comply provision of section 73, prohibition of acceptance of deposit from public, and section 74, repayment of deposits. Or one more, section 8 companies license under section 8, because it is foundation or formation of the company with charitable object, so not object of earned profit and distributed. Now we start part 2. Section 124, unpaid dividend account. A. Unpaid or unclaimed dividend to be transferred to unpaid dividend account. In case of dividend has been declared by company but not been paid or claimed within 30 days from the date of declaration, the company shall within 7 days of the expiry of 30 days transfer the total amount of unpaid or unclaimed dividend to separate account called the unpaid dividend account, and open with any scheduled bank. That account is open with any scheduled bank. If company declare dividend today and within 30 days company not paid dividends due to many reasons, if details of the shareholders not available, or bank details not available, address not available, or company send the check to shareholder details but not claimed by the shareholder, then within 7 days from the expiry of 30 days, means till 30 date, company need to maintain the dividend amount in scheduled bank. Okay. Preparing statement of unpaid dividend within 90 days of the transfer, bring any amount to unpaid dividend account. Company prepare statement containing names and the last known address and unpaid dividend paid to each person. Place such statement on the website of the company, any or any other website approved by the central bank. Within 19 days of the transferring any amount to the unpaid dividend account, company need to prepare statement, name and last known address and the unpaid dividend to be paid to each person, and place such statement on the company's website or any other website which is approved by the central government. payment of interest if default is made in transferring the amount. If any default is made in transferring the total unpaid dividend amount or any part thereof to the unpaid dividend account, the company shall pay from the date of such default interest at the rate of 12% per annum on the amount not so transferred to said account. Means if company here company need to transfer dividend amount to another separate account called unpaid dividend account within 7 days. If company not paid, then company required to pay 12% interest on such amount. If not transfer within 7 days, after 7 days, company need to pay 12% interest per annum on that amount till amount transferred to such account. Claimant to apply for payment of claimant amount. Any person claiming to be entitled to any money transferred to the unpaid dividend account may apply to company concerned for payment of the money so claim. Means any shareholders know about the dividend entitled by him to be received. So that person write a letter and supporting documents to company that he is eligible for that dividend and not received by him. So company paid the dividend to him from the unpaid dividend account. It not mean that if company transfer to unpaid dividend account means shareholder not entitled to receive such dividend. Transfer of unclaimed amount to investor and education protection fund. Any money transferred to unpaid dividend account which remain unpaid or unclaimed for 7 years from the such transfer shall be transferred to company along with interest accrued thereon to IEPF, Investor Education and Protection Fund. Means if after transferring dividend amount to unpaid dividend account, if not claimed by or unclaimed for 7 years, then company should transfer that amount to Investor Education and Protection Fund with interest, if any, accrued or on that amount. And company shall send a prescribed statement containing the details of the transfer to Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority. An authority shall issue receipt of the company evidence of such transfer. Means company transfer the fund, unclaimed fund, and details of transfer of shares to Investor Education and Protection Fund. All shares in respect of which dividend has not been paid or claimed for 7 consecutive years or more shall be transferred by company in the name of Investor Education and Protection Fund along with a statement containing the prescribed detail. By way of explanation, it clarifies that the dividend paid or claimed for any year during the said period of 7 consecutive years, the share shall not transfer to Investor Education and Protection Fund. Dividend not claimed or not paid for 7 consecutive years. then company need to transfer not only dividend amount but shares to the IEPF. Now we take one example. Consecutive 7 years means company need to declare dividend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. All this year company need to pay dividend. For then if not claimed by the shareholder, then with dividend amount after 7 years, share also transfer to IEPF. But if company paid dividend like 1, 2, 3, 4, not paid dividend the 5th year, paid in 6 and 7, all these dividends not claimed by the shareholders or not paid to shareholders, then share not transfer to IEPF. Or if dividend paid all the years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, all years dividend paid, but no only 5th year is claimed by the shareholder or received by the shareholders, then share in this case dividend amount transfer to IEPF but share not transfer to IEPF. Right of owner of transfer shares to reclaim dividend and shares transfer to IEPF. It does not mean that shareholder cannot reclaim it. It can reclaim. Any claimant shares or transfer to IEPF shall be entitled to reclaim the transfer share from the IEPF accordance with the prescribed procedure and submission of the prescribed documents. Punishment for contravention. If company fail to comply with any of the requirement relating to unpaid dividend account, punishment with minimum 0.5 lakhs and may extend to 25 lakhs. Further, every officer of the company who is in default punishable with minimum 1 lakhs and may extend to 5 lakhs. Next section 125, Investor Education and Protection Fund. This section regarding IEPF. This fund established by the central government shall be credited with specified amount and utilized for the refund of unclaimed and unpaid amount, promotion of investors, awareness and protection of the interests of investors, like Jago Grahak, Jago and other investment related credit of specified amount to fund. First, amount given by the central government or donation given by the central government. Amount lying in unpaid dividend account, as we learn in section 124. Amount in general revenue account of the central government. IEPF amount as per Companies Act 1956, income from investment. IEPF invests this amount and income arrived from that investment. Application money, mature deposit, mature debenture, interest, etc. Means all this unpaid by the company to investors. Like application money, company receive application money, but company have not proper data, so company cannot pay application money refund to investors. Mature deposit unclaimed by the investors. Mature debenture not claimed by the debenture holders, and interest on that all should transfer by company to IEPF. Utilization of fund. Refund of unclaimed dividend, mature deposits, mature debentures, the application money due for refund and interest thereon. Means if in future any investors claim this amount from IEPF, then IEPF should refund the or paid the claim. Procedure is prescribed. Promotion of investor education, awareness and protection. Distribution of any disgorged amount among eligible and identifiable application for shares or debentures, shareholders, debenture holders or depositors who have suffered losses due to wrong action by any person in accordance with order made by court which is order disgorgement. Reimbursement of legal expenses incurred in pursuing class action suit under section 37 and 245 by members, debenture holders or depositors as may sanctioned by tribunal. Any other purpose incidental thereto in accordance with the rule frame under the IEPF. Now point 3 means original eligible person is Mr. A, but due to court order, company or IEPF settle the claim with Mr. B, means A and B both are claim that these shares or dividend entitled to him, and court order that to pay this amount to Mr. B, but in future fact know that Mr. A is eligible and not Mr. B, but when go for recovery from Mr. B is insolvent or unable to pay, then IEPF paid to Mr. A from IEPF fund. Fourth, reimbursement of legal expenses incurred in pursuing class actions. If any legal expenses to claim or settlement is also paid by the IEPF from its fund or any other incidental accordance with rule frame. Now, other matters, the central government may provide to authorities such an officer, employee, and other resources in accordance with the IPF authority. Authorities will administer the fund and maintain separate account and other relevant record in relation to fund as prescribed after consultation with CAG, means Controller and Auditor General of India. The authority shall be competent to spend money out of the fund for carry out object. So, audit of the fund by CAG at specified interval. Annual report prepared by the authority and forward copy to CG, and CG shall post the annual report and audit report given by the CAG to be laid before each House of Parliament. Next section, section 126, right of dividend, bonus, etc. held in abeyance. In case any instrument of transfer of shares has been delivered by a shareholder for registration and the transferor of such share has not been registered by the company, such company shall take the following step. First, transfer the dividend in relation to such share to the unpaid dividend account. Such action of transferring dividend to unpaid dividend account may not be initiated by company if authorized by the register holder of such share in writing to pay such dividend to transferee specified in the instrument of transfer. Keep in abeyance in relation to such shares any offer right shares and any issue fully paid up bonus shares to understand section 126 we take one example. For example, Mr. A is shareholder, sell the shares to Mr. B. This transaction happen on first date. Okay. They send the document of transfer to company. It's reached to the company, for example, 7th. During this, company declared dividend. During this, declared dividend. So company hold it or transfer this dividend to unpaid dividend. Or if between these Mr. A specified that dividend paid to B, then company not takes action, means company not transfer their dividend to unpaid dividend account. They paid dividend to Mr. B as mentioned. In case of any instrument of transfer of share has been delivered by shareholder for registration and transfer, such shares not been registered by the company not registered. First, company dividend relation to such share to unpaid dividend account. The transfer of dividend to unpaid dividend account not initiated by company if authorized by the register holders. Such share in writing to pay such dividend to transferee specified in instrument of transfer. The same is also applicable to right shares and fully paid bonus shares. Now next section 127, punishment for failure to distribute dividend within 30 days. In case of company declares dividend, it must be paid or delivered warrant thereof must be deposited within 30 days from the date of declaration of dividend to the entitled shareholders. Non-receipt of dividend warrants by the shareholder within the specified time does not attract any penalty or punishment. Why? Because if a shareholder's address is wrong or due to any fault of post or any other matters, punishment for failure. Every director of the company shall punishable with imprisonment of up to 2 years. If he is knowingly party of default, further, he shall also be liable to pay a minimum fine of 1,000 for every day during the such default. It means they have imprisonment up to 2 years if he or she is a director. But if he or she is knowingly party to the default, then also attract the fine of 1,000 for every day. Company shall be liable to pay simple interest rate 18% per annum. Means company paid the interest on that dividend 18% per annum after 30 days. Exceptions where the dividend could not be paid by the reason of the operation of law. Means any order of the court. If court order that to company that not paid the dividend to the shareholders and paid to the his creditors or any other person, where shareholder is given direction to company regarding the payment of dividend and those direction cannot be complied with and the same has been communicated to him. This is the B point is most asked question in exam. Now we take one example for part B. Mr. A instruct the company to pay dividend to him on check only, not online transfer. But due to any reason, company cannot pay the check to Mr. A. Company regularly pay online. Then company need to communicate this matter to Mr. A. And company not in default. And company cannot pay dividend to Mr. A due to instruction of Mr. A. But if Mr. A instruct company to pay in check, company not able to pay in check but not communicate in this case company in default, means communication must. Where third point, where there is a dispute regarding the right to receive the dividend, means Mr. A and Mr. B both are fight to claim the entitlement of shares on court. In that case, if company not paid the dividend, then companies is not in default. Where the dividend has been lawfully adjusted by the company against any sum due to it from the shareholders. Means if company call the unpaid amount from the shares, if shareholder not paid and after that company paid the dividend, means declare the dividend and not paid dividend to that person who not paid the call money, and company adjusts the dividend against the call money, is not a default of company. Where for any other reason the failure to pay the dividend or to post the warrant within the prescribed period of 30 days was not due to any default of the or any part of the company. Means if company paid the dividend warrant by post and due if that dividend warrant lost by the post or any other reasons. Last point, revocation of dividend. Revocation of dividend is not possible. Means if dividend declares, then required to pay the dividend. But two exceptions. Declaration of dividend is ultra vires. Means if company not have profit, sufficient profit, or company suffered the losses and director declare the dividend, in that case dividend can be revoked. But if dividend paid to the shareholder, then director personally liable to pay dividend. Second, company ceases to be going concern. Means after the declaration of dividend, if major fire in the company's undertaking, then company ceases to be going concern. In that case, company can revoke the dividend. On first case, declaration of dividend is ultra vires, and if any shareholders know the fact that company not have sufficient profit or not have surplus in P&L account, but dividend paid, means the dividend paid from the capitals, means he is liable to refund that dividend to company. With a quick reason of this part, section 124, unpaid dividend account. If company declares the dividend and not paid or unclaimed within 30 days from the date of declaration, then company should transfer the dividend amount to unpaid dividend account within 7 days from the expiry of the 30 days. And after that, after the transfer, within 90 days, company shall prepare statement containing name and last known address and place the such statement to company's website or any other website approved by the central government. If company make any default in transfer, then company required to pay interest at the rate 12% per annum on that amount. Fourth, any claimant can claim the dividend amount from company and company pay the dividend from unpaid dividend account to claimant. Fifth, if any amount unclaimed or unpaid till 7 years from the date of such transfer to unpaid dividend account, then company should transfer this amount to IEPF and also share the prescribed statement containing the details. If dividend is not paid or claimed for 7 consecutive years, then share also transfer to IEPF. Owner can reclaim the transfer share to IEPF, can claim from the IEPF. If company fail to comply with any of the provision, unpaid dividend account, minimum 5 lakhs penalty and maximum 25. An officer who is in default shall be punishable with 1 lakhs and extend to 5 lakhs. Investor Education and Protection Fund. Credit of the fund, grant or donation given by the CG, unpaid dividend accounts, fund, general revenue account of the central government, and IPF under Companies Act 1956, income from the investment and application money, mature deposit, mature debenture, and interest on that, etc., to be credited to IEPF fund. Utilization of fund, refund of the unclaimed dividend, mature deposit owed to persons. Promotion of investor education and awareness and protections. Third, if any person suffered the losses due to wrong action by any person, then IPF pay, and any legal expenses reimbursed by the IPF, and any other expenses as per rule. IPF maintain the account and audit done by the CAG at specified interval, and IPF forward the copy to CG and CG with copy and auditor's report laid before each house of parliament. Right of dividend, bonus, shares, and etc. held in abeyance in case of transfer. If when company not transfer the shares to the name of transferee, then company in between, if declare any dividend, then company transfer that dividend to unpaid dividend account. If authorization given by the register holder that such dividend shall pay to transferee, then company paid that dividend to transferee. And same is also applied to right shares and fully bonus shares. Section 127, punishment for failure to distribute dividend within 30 days. Punishment: every director shall be punishable for imprisonment maximum of 2 years, and who is in default, fine of 1000 rupees for every days, and company is also liable to pay 18% per annum interest on that. here some exceptions. One, dividends not paid by reason of the operation of law. Second, shareholder given direction and company not follow that direction and communicate to the shareholders. Third, dispute regarding right to receive of dividend. Fourth, lawfully adjustment by the company. And fifth, not any default of the company. Revocation of the dividend. Revocation of the dividend is not possible. Exceptions. Declaration of dividend is ultra vires. In that case, director is personally liable if dividends paid to shareholders and company ceases to be going concern.